Welcome! This is the Wednesday live recording that I'm doing this time because I'll be traveling as the time for the live appearance on Facebook is scheduled. So hopefully I'll manage to make a little introduction first live, and then I'll put this out for you to watch whenever you can. And yes, it's Wednesday live, and the topic this week is our self-worth, healing the self-worth. And as usual on Wednesdays, I talk a bit more extensively about how you can break through to whatever it is we're talking about. So how can we break through to our self-worth? I did start looking at it on Monday, and I did share some thoughts and experiences that you can adopt, and I'll just go a little bit further into those and add some perspectives to see if maybe some of this can help you if you're in a place where you're looking to increase your sense of worth, your self-esteem, your self-love. Because, as I said on Monday, it just makes sense. I mean, nothing else makes sense other than we're all worthy. We all have value. Otherwise, why would we be here? There's no point. We have value because we are humans. We are souls in a body. We are unlimited beings in a body, somebody said, and I thought that was so beautiful because that's how I experience it. We are, in some sense, invincible. That's my perspective. But in any case, you have value. You are worthy. Or as Marissa Peer says, and it's become a big thing and it's very impactful, you are enough. And being enough means that you have value more than enough. So how do we get to this if we're not already there? And I don't know if you're aware, I always sort of start looking at where we are in order to know where we can go. And are you even aware of how you feel about yourself? Not everybody is, because we often don't stop to think about it or linger or ponder on it, because especially if we're in a bad place, we tend to just feel miserable. And it's sometimes a little difficult to look at the way you perceive yourself. But take it from me and trust me, it's valuable. It's very powerful. And it is the first step towards feeling better. So what I urge you and invite you to do is to just feel. What does it feel like to be you just now, right now? Maybe you're in a position where you have some strong emotions about something, or maybe you're stressed, or maybe you're worried, or it doesn't matter, just something, whatever, what's the overall feeling for you today? Start there, and then start to investigate. What is it that causes this? Is it only external circumstances? Because, I mean, we will land in different circumstances that will cause us to feel all kinds of things. But our feelings, our emotions are ours. They come from us. It's our reaction to the surroundings. And the emotions are triggered by our thoughts. And I've talked about this in my Shifting Your Mindset series a while back. There should be still on my profile. They're at least on my YouTube channel if you're interested. It's Emma Rowena. If you notice your emotions where you are, maybe some of them actually come from a feeling of not being good enough, not feeling adequate, feeling small, being angry with yourself. Do you have these emotions towards yourself, or some emotions? What are your emotions about yourself? And then from there, what are your thoughts about yourself? How do you speak to yourself? So this is a starting point. investigating this. And I usually say investigate rather than work on it, because investigating it involves a curiosity, it involves sort of a stepping back a bit and looking at it from different angles and checking out what's going on. What are my thoughts really saying? What am I saying to myself? What am I thinking about myself? When I look in the mirror, what do I see? And what do I think about what I see? And I'm going to repeat this little exercise that I've done before as well. And it's a while ago since I mentioned it now, so I'll do it. It's in the morning, in front of the mirror. Embrace your face and give yourself a beautiful smile, like that. And later, because that'll break the ice, that'll break the, whatever your tired face you meet, and you'll see the smile instead. And it's a similar, I find this similar effect, actually a stronger effect than when somebody smiles at me, because I actually have to look at myself and I have to smile at myself. I have to acknowledge myself. And I'll take it a step further a little bit later. We're just going to go through a little bit first. What I also would suggest that we can do is what I talked about on Monday, is to investigate again, but investigate the word worth or self-worth, value, self-esteem, all those words that we're peppered with in society today. You have to feel confident, you need to find your self-worth, you need to love yourself, all this stuff. Yeah, fine, okay, all these, yeah, we have to, and then we have to, and if you can't do it, what does that make you feel like? It makes you feel inadequate, doesn't it? Well, you don't need to, you don't have to do it, but you can explore. You can investigate the meaning behind those words, those concepts. What does it mean to feel worthy? Can you find it? Try it on. What does it feel? How does it feel? In fact, that's what I've been doing this week. Well, actually, it's just, yes, this is Tuesday. I'm recording this on Tuesday because, as I said, I'm traveling on Wednesday. But yesterday, Monday, for my first video, the live recording, I was lying in bed and I was doing this because I knew I had to talk about it. And I was trying to feel, where is this, what does it feel like? Until I could really tap into it, until I could embody it. Now, maybe you're not ready to do quite that yet. Maybe you are. But if you start exploring, that's sort of opening the gateway, opening the door to discovering this sensation, this truth, because it is a truth that you hold in here. So when you start looking for it, eventually you're going to find it. There might be all kinds of layers and patterns and belief systems and emotions blocking your access at this moment, but it doesn't matter. Because the moment you set the intention to start looking for that sense of value, of worth, of love, of esteem in you, your subconscious, your soul starts opening that door, starts showing you the way through all those layers into that truth, into that place of unconditional love, worth, value, whatever you want to call it. It's a state of being. So it's really, words will not hold the entire concept. It's an experience. But exploring the meaning behind the word could take you there if you want to do it. And I do invite you to do it because it's powerful. What happens to me at least, and what happens to people I work with, when they start to acknowledge their own value, their own worth, they start making beautiful choices for themselves. They start listening to their body without having to work to listen. They start listening to themselves, to their boundaries, to their inner voice, to their intuition, opening up the power of their clairvoyance, even at the when you, eventually, we all have that, whether you believe it or not. It's one of the journeys I've been taking from being completely blocked to starting to somehow find this value, worth, self-confidence, until eventually opening up to this intuition that is so powerful that you can tap into the most amazing things. It's cool. In fact, I'm going to share an experience that I did in my healing course. I was standing there, I was working with these energies, and I just couldn't quite get it. And my teacher came over and she said, you have to give to yourself. And to me, the phrase give to myself was really, really difficult. Partly also because I had no idea how to receive. So eventually I sort of got to the point where I shifted it and I said to myself, I have to receive the same energy, the healing, the love for myself. But anyway, she was standing there and she was holding me and she said, you have to love yourself, give to yourself. And I could not figure it out. I could not find it. But I never forget this because it started opening up that door, that gate to that experience, to that truth. So if you're looking for a place of feeling more confident, it's a beautiful way of exploring. It's a powerful way of exploring because you start connecting to your truth, your essence, your inner core, your wisdom. So you can do that. That's an exploring. The other thing you can do, of course, is start talking to yourself, changing your words. So that's the outward, from the outside in. And the first one is sort of from the inside out. So if you practice those two ways, you're going to manage, you're going to get there in the end. But it's just different approaches. And if you start changing the words in your mind, changing the way you speak to yourself, looking at yourself with a smile in the mirror. And I'm going to do one, this is when we're going to take it one step further. Look at yourself in the mirror and send all the love you can imagine and all the love you can muster to that face in that mirror. And receive that from yourself. That's taking it a step further. If you're not ready to do that, start with a smile. But that is an even more powerful experience. And when you do that, you start acknowledging your own worth. And you start telling yourself you are worthy of receiving all that love, even from yourself, which is maybe the hardest thing you can do, but it's also the most powerful thing you can do because it opens up this ability to, and the will and the courage to receive, which means that you can also receive more from other people, and then you can start giving. So it becomes sort of a two-way, completely different level of sharing love. So it doesn't make sense to me at all that we go around thinking we're not worthy, because we are, and you are. So those were the main exercises I wanted to share with you. And I'd like to invite you into to the center of your heart, to explore what's there, to discover this beauty inside you. So I'd like you to, if you can, close your eyes. If not, you can still do it. And I'd like you to just imagine that you're taking a breath for yourself. You're breathing in this fresh air just for yourself. You're worthy of this air. You need it. Your body needs it. But you're also worthy of receiving this air into your body, into your whole being. And as you breathe in, you can do it 2 or 3 times. As you breathe in deeply, imagine that you're giving this air to yourself, this breath of life. And as you breathe out, imagine that you're just shedding everything you don't want, all those negative thoughts, all those thoughts of not being worthy, of not deserving to receive anything. You don't even have to think what it is, just the intention of releasing whatever it is that you do not need or want. And then I invite you, when you've had your breaths, invite you to bring your attention again to the center of your heart first, and then to your tummy. And I invite you to tell yourself, I am worthy, and see how that feels. And if it feels challenging, that's fine. It's information about where you are. Acknowledge it. One more time. I am worthy. How does that feel? we're going to do it one more time, and this time I'm going to invite you to send it all the way to your backbone, to your spine, so that you can stand firmly with this knowledge, this awareness, so you have it in your backbone, in your whole bearing. So I am worthy, and bring the vibration of that sentence all the way to your spine, and feel that your spine can hold you and can hold this truth. Allow yourself to sink this truth all the way down your backbone, down your spine, down to your hips. Resting in that awareness. And the more you practice this, the more this truth will dawn on you. You will start to own it and understand it and believe it and live it. And then you can smile at yourself in the mirror again and try sending that love to yourself until you actually dare to really look at those eyes and receive it from yourself. Challenge yourself a little bit. If we want to shift, if we want to change, we have to be courageous. And the universe is calling you to be a little bit courageous now. To find that power, that beauty in you. Okay, my dears, thank you so much for joining. This was a recorded video that I'll be putting out on Wednesday, tomorrow, as normal, with, I hope, if it depends on where I am at the airport, with an added live recording, just to introduce it. So many blessings to you all, and the words that you speak, the words that you think are powerful, be mindful, explore them, use them wisely. Remember, you are worthy. Bye-bye.